Welcome. Have you ever asked yourself why our plans don't always work out the way we envisioned? Life has a way of unfolding in ways that don't always match the script we imagined. We make plans, we dream big, we envision success, and then something happens. Everything shifts, circumstances change, and suddenly, nothing goes as expected. But here's a truth most people overlook. Life was never meant to be flawless. What truly matters is how you choose to respond when things don't go your way. Have you noticed there are people who, no matter what setbacks they face, always manage to keep moving forward? They lose a job, a relationship, an investment, and still, they rise again. While others, facing much smaller obstacles, fall into discouragement and stop in their tracks. So what separates these two types of people? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's mindset. People who keep progressing have trained their minds to act as if everything is always working in their favor, even when it doesn't look that way. And no, that's not about denial. It's about direction. It's about choosing a lens that transforms how you engage with the world. It's about moving forward with the belief that any circumstance can be turned into an opportunity. This, my friend, is the art of acting as if everything is working out for you. And today, I'm going to show you how to develop this mindset in your own life. Stay with me until the end, because once you truly grasp this idea, your life will never be the same. But first, take a second to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of our content that's designed to help you grow, evolve, and unlock your highest potential. Now let's dig in. What does it really mean to act as if everything is always working out for you? It's not just a feel-good phrase, it's a way of living. It means adopting the mindset, the behaviors, and the emotional posture of someone who genuinely believes that, even in chaos, life is guiding them towards something better. It's about moving through the world with confidence, with peace, with conviction that no matter how many twists or setbacks you face, you are still on the right path. It's cultivating a grounded optimism, powerful and deliberate. But don't get me wrong, this isn't about naive positivity. It's not pretending problems don't exist. It's not about ignoring difficulty or faking joy. It's about opening your eyes wider and asking one essential question. How can this help me? Where's the growth? Where's the lesson? What is this moment here to teach me? That is the mindset that changes everything. Because when you start thinking this way, your entire experience shifts, your energy changes. You stop seeing limitations and you start seeing possibilities. Where others see obstacles, you see openings. Where others feel stuck, you feel movement. And here's the most incredible part. You begin to influence your environment in a completely different way. You're no longer a leaf being tossed by the wind. You become the wind itself. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're stuck in a job you don't love. Most people complain, count the hours, and slowly lose their spark. Some quit without a plan. Others just settle and stagnate. But someone who lives with the mindset that everything works out for them sees that job differently. They think, this job might not be perfect, but it's here for a reason. What skills can I gain? What connections can I build? How can I use this as a stepping stone toward what I truly want? That mindset changes the entire experience. Suddenly, that person starts showing up differently, more engaged, more proactive. They begin attracting new opportunities. Why? Because they're aligned with growth, not resistance. They don't wait for life to change. They change themselves. And when you change internally, your external world has no choice but to follow. Most people are waiting for life to deliver the dream on a silver platter. But success doesn't work that way. You build it with your mindset. You build it with your actions. Life opens up for those who move with courage, even when the road isn't clear. That's the real power of acting, as if everything is working out. Not because life is always easy, but because you've decided that no matter what happens, you'll make it serve your growth. You'll find the hidden purpose, the disguised lesson, the quiet motivation. And when you live that way, you don't just change your life, you become unstoppable. Now some of you might be wondering, but what about when things go really wrong? Well, let me tell you something. That's when this mindset matters most. When life knocks you down, and it will. It's not about pretending you're fine. It's about getting back up and saying, this didn't go the way I planned. But how can I use this setback to come back even stronger? True success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about how you interpret it. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He failed over. Now I pause to tell you something important. If this message is resonating with you, and you want to go even deeper into your personal growth, I invite you to visit my website, thepowerofyourmindx.com. The link will be in the description of the video. There you will find more speeches like this, designed to inspire you and help you transform your life. And now, we continue 1,000 times while trying to invent the light bulb. But he didn't see those as failures. He said, I haven't failed 1,000 times. I've successfully discovered 1,000 ways that don't work. That is the spirit of acting as if. Edison didn't give up because he believed that every misstep was still a step forward. And because of that mindset, we're not sitting in the dark today. That's the power of belief in action. So how do you start cultivating this in your own life? Step 1. Become aware of how you currently think. What's your first reaction when things go wrong? Do you panic? Do you blame others? Or do you pause and search for the opportunity within the challenge? Awareness is the first step toward real change. Once you become aware, you can begin to shift. And that's when the act as if principle comes alive. Next time something doesn't go your way, take a breath. Ask yourself, if I believed this was working out for me, how would I act? What would I do next? This small shift can be revolutionary. Instead of stress, you might feel curiosity. Instead of fear, you might feel possibility. But let's be honest, this doesn't mean you'll never feel negative emotions. Of course you will. You're human. You'll feel frustration, sadness, anger. That's okay. The key is not to let those emotions run the show. Feel them, process them, but then act from a place of strength, not fear. This is emotional intelligence, and it's one of the greatest tools in your growth journey. And make no mistake, this mindset doesn't make you passive. In fact, it makes you more bold, more courageous, more resilient. Because when you truly believe everything will work out, you start showing up differently. You take bigger risks, you dream bigger, you move with certainty. And when you move like that, doors open, the right people appear. Ideas begin to flow. Life starts to reflect the energy you're putting out. So next time life throws a challenge your way, smile and act as if it's part of your breakthrough. Because if you do it long enough, it eventually will be. Here's another powerful key to this mindset, one that separates dreamers from achievers. Persistence, that quiet, consistent energy that refuses to give up. And here's the truth. When you believe life is working for you, giving up is no longer an option. You see obstacles as stepping stones, not dead ends. It may not always look glamorous. It may not be fast, but it is unstoppable. And what fuels that persistence even more is gratitude. When you act as if everything is working out, you start to appreciate not just the good things, but also the challenges. You begin to see that every mistake brings a lesson. Every rough day carries something worthwhile. Gratitude becomes your emotional anchor. And when you're grateful, even when things are hard, your mind stays focused. You start seeing what's right, not just what's wrong. And this doesn't require big gestures. It starts small. Wake up tomorrow and list 3 things you're grateful for. The smell of fresh coffee, a kind message from a friend, a calm breeze. Do it consistently, and your brain will rewire itself to find the good. Because here's the truth. The more you appreciate, the more there is to appreciate. And from that state, your life begins to shift. Because the combination of persistence and gratitude is the foundation of a powerful mindset, one that lifts you, one that carries you through any storm, one that turns every situation into progress. And now, we reach another crucial element, your relationships. Your mindset doesn't just impact your personal goals, it shapes how you relate to others. And that's where we'll go next. When you choose to live as if everything is already working out, something powerful happens. You become a presence that inspires. Your confidence doesn't come across as arrogance. It feels like hope. Your optimism doesn't sound naive. It becomes contagious. And believe me, everyone around you can feel that. Now pause for a moment and think, who would you rather spend time with? Someone who constantly complains, always expecting the worst, or someone who approaches life with enthusiasm, with the firm belief that even chaos will somehow lead to something good? The answer is obvious. We're all drawn to those who lift our spirits, and you can be that kind of person. When you act as if everything is working in your favor, you become more tolerant, because you know that most conflicts are temporary. You don't need to react from ego, because deep down, you trust that things will eventually align. You also become more generous, especially emotionally. You stop feeling jealous of other people's progress because you understand that the universe doesn't operate on scarcity. You know that someone else's success doesn't take away from yours. On the contrary, it shows you what's possible. And here's the best part. You start attracting better relationships, healthier ones. People who are also growing, who share that same positive mindset, who believe life is a chain of opportunities, not just a string of obstacles. Because in the end, you attract what you are. And when you rise, your environment rises with you. Your life becomes filled with people who motivate you, who celebrate your progress, whether big or small. People who walk beside you instead of dragging you down. And believe me, that is priceless. If you want deeper, more real, more joyful connections, don't start by trying to change other people. Start with yourself. Begin by living as if everything is already flowing in your favor, and watch how your surroundings start to transform in harmony with that new way of being. But now maybe you're wondering something totally valid. Maybe there's a voice inside saying, "Isn't it a little selfish to always expect things to work out for me?" And that's a legitimate doubt, because if we misunderstand this philosophy, it can be confused with arrogance or naive thinking. But listen closely. Living as if everything will turn out well is not selfish. It's an act of self-leadership. In fact, it's a way to serve others. Because when you choose to believe that life is supporting you, when you wake up energized, determined, and joyful, it's not just you who benefits. You make life better for everyone around you. Think of it this way. When you're filled with good energy, when you find peace within and move through life with certainty, you have more to give, more patience, more enthusiasm, more love, and above all, more strength to lift others when they're struggling. It's just like the advice they give you on airplanes. In case of an emergency, put your own oxygen mask on first. Why? Because if you can't breathe, you can't help anyone else. And that's exactly what you're doing when you adopt this mindset. You make sure you're strong emotionally and mentally, so you can give from abundance, not from pressure, not from exhaustion, but from wholeness. Just imagine what you could accomplish if every day you got out of bed convinced that the universe was conspiring in your favor. If instead of worrying, you chose hope. If you spoke with certainty instead of doubt. That energy is real, it spreads, it lifts others. and it transforms not only your life, but theirs too. And that, my friend, is not selfish. It's a gift. So don't be afraid to live like everything is already working out for you. Because when you do, you don't just change your own reality. You give others permission to believe it's possible for them too. But now, let's talk about one of the greatest enemies of this mindset: fear. Because if anything can stop this kind of attitude in its tracks, it's fear. The fear of failing, the fear of being judged, the fear that nothing will work. And trust me, I know exactly how it feels. You feel it in your body, in that trembling voice, in the pounding heart before taking a leap. But hear this, most of those fears aren't real. They're stories. They're imagined scenarios that might happen, but usually never do. And the tragedy is that many people hold back because of fears that never actually come true. They let amazing opportunities pass by because they're afraid of what others might think. But when you choose to act as if things are going to work, you change the role fear plays. It stops being a barrier and becomes a signal that you're about to grow. Instead of asking, "What if it goes wrong?" you start thinking, "What if it goes better than I imagined? What if that scary step is actually the beginning of something incredible? What if messing up isn't the end, but the path towards something greater?" And no, this doesn't mean you ignore risk or act recklessly. It means you shift your inner conversation. You stop focusing on everything that could go wrong and start focusing on how you'll make it work, no matter what. Because with that mindset, even mistakes become stepping stones. Even rejection becomes a redirection towards something better. And never forget this: courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward despite it, with a conviction that you have everything it takes to adapt, grow, and come out stronger. So next time fear tries to hold you back, take a deep breath and act as if you already knew everything is going to turn out just fine. And that brings us to another fundamental element: flexibility. Living as if everything is working in your favor doesn't mean clinging rigidly to a single plan or definition of success. Quite the opposite. It means being able to adjust when life changes course. It means keeping your vision while being willing to adapt your route. Because often, what we thought was best for us wasn't. And life, in its infinite wisdom, redirects us onto unexpected paths that turn out to be perfect. Let me share with you a truth that a mentor once revealed to me, a phrase that left a lasting mark and that few truly understand. If the universe breaks your plans, it's because those plans could have broken you. Let me repeat that. If the universe breaks your plans, it's because those plans could have broken you. Can you feel the power of that idea? It's a reminder that we don't always see the full picture. There are forces, call it God, destiny, the universe, or life itself, that sometimes redirect us not to punish us, but to protect us, to teach us, or to take us somewhere far better than we imagined. When you embrace the mindset that everything happens for your good, you begin to accept that even unexpected changes, surprising turns, and closed doors are part of a greater plan. A plan that, even if you don't fully understand it at the moment, is always working in your favor. With a flexible attitude, you open yourself to new possibilities. You start seeing opportunities where before you only saw limits. You begin interpreting detours not as failures, but as new paths toward an even greater destination. Like the old saying goes, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. So leave room for the unexpected. Allow yourself to be guided, surprised, redirected, because when you believe life is working for you, even broken plans can become blessings in disguise. And then, no matter what happens, you always find a way to move forward with hope, with gratitude, and a smile on your face. Now let's talk about the power of goal setting. When you act as if everything works out for you, the way you set goals shifts. You no longer set goals from a place of lack, like I need this to be happy. Instead, you do it from inspiration, enthusiasm, and a genuine desire to grow. You dare to dream bigger because you're no longer afraid of stumbling. You go after your aspirations with more energy because you trust that the process will enrich you, no matter the outcome. And here's the curious part. When you're not so attached to the result, you often achieve your goals with greater ease. This mindset also helps you enjoy the journey. Too often, we're so focused on the destination that we forget to enjoy the road. But when you act like everything is unfolding in your favor, you find joy in each step, in each lesson life offers along the way. Now let's explore the role imagination plays in this way of thinking. Einstein once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." When you behave as if everything is working for you, you're using your imagination to shape a better version of reality. You're creating a vision of a world where opportunities are everywhere, where challenges hide gifts, where every experience is a chance to grow. And here's something fascinating. Your mind can't easily distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what actually happens. By consistently visualizing positive outcomes, you're training your brain to seek and create those scenarios in real life. That's why visualization is so powerful. Athletes use it to boost performance. Successful entrepreneurs use it to reach their goals. And you can use it too. To strengthen this mindset, spend a few minutes each day closing your eyes and vividly imagining your ideal life. Picture yourself overcoming challenges with confidence, chasing your goals with joy, and feeling deep gratitude for all the blessings you already have. The more vivid that mental image becomes, the more naturally your daily behavior will align with it. And this brings us to another key aspect of this mindset: emotional intelligence. When you act as if everything is working in your favor, you become more aware of your feelings and more skilled at managing them. You start seeing your emotions as valuable signals instead of letting them control you. For example, if you feel frustrated, instead of exploding or giving up, you can ask, "What is this emotion trying to tell me? What do I need to change? How can I turn this energy into something constructive?" This way, what once felt negative becomes fuel for growth. Another essential element is the power of language. The words you choose, whether in your inner dialogue or when speaking with others, have a massive impact on how you shape your reality. When you believe everything benefits you, you start using more positive, empowering language. Instead of saying, "I have to," you say, "I get to." Instead of, "This is a problem," you say, "This is a challenge." Instead of saying, "I can't," you ask yourself, "How can I?" These may seem like small changes, but they make a big difference in your mindset and behavior. Pay close attention to the words you use. Do they reflect someone who believes life is always working in their favor? If not, begin to consciously shift the way you speak. You'll be amazed how this simple change can completely shift your outlook and your results. And there you have it. Today, we've explored powerful lessons that will help you build a mindset that acts as if everything is working in your favor. I invite you to take what you've learned and turn it into action. Make it yours, because this isn't just about listening to motivational words for a few minutes. This is about integrating this wisdom into your daily life, your decisions, your thoughts, and your way of living. So don't forget to join our community and turn on notifications. And right here on the screen, you'll find 2 videos you can watch next to keep growing on your journey of personal transformation. If this message inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our motivational speeches. Every week, we upload content that can help you transform your life. See you in the next video.